let's go over, I know last week we had a little tech difficulties because Facebook ruins everything, and we improvised a little bit.
We improvised. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Facebook was down.
No, it's
the world was gonna stop.
I know you guys are recording. It's uploading like right now into YouTube, so I should be able to drop it in the chat in a couple minutes. So I apologize about that. But if there's anybody who has some takeaways from last week's campaigns class, even though we did have to kind of like imagine things, like we had to close our eyes and like envision it. Imagine it does this. Yeah, share it. Anybody run some ads and have any sort of results? Good, bad? Good. Anybody? Brittany, how about you? You're smiling, so something went right.
No, I just think you're funny.
But
no, we're getting ready to launch our first campaign as a team. So actually Candace and I are getting together later this week to go over everything and get that rolling.
Cool. Yeah, Candace.
Awesome.
We'll keep you posted.
Nice. Candace was on my leadership call. I owe her a video too. I owe lots of people videos. I was watching the Sopranos movie the other day on HBO Max, so don't break my kneecaps if I'm a little late on getting you that video. But yeah, we were going over lead route. So when you guys build that out, she knows how to build those lead routes, which is pretty sweet. Also, there's been some like misconceptions that I'm hearing from some of the team leaders that command is only for teams. And I'm not really sure like where that came from, because it really started out for the single agent and then it went to teams. It's not just for teams, it's for solo agents with admin and for teams. So if you're on this call and you're hesitant to participate more because you think it's for teams only, just get that out of your brain because it's completely inaccurate. All right, it's for both. And we haven't even talked about teams, so I don't know where that.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, and if there's anyone in your market center who's like, no, I don't want to go on those calls because it's just for teams, tell them they're cray cray, because it's not.
Cray cray.
I mean, it is, but it's not only. Any other takeaways, or ahas, or epiphanies, or anything along the lines that you want to share with us? Anybody do anything last week with campaigns? Do you have questions?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna call on people like Brittany. Yes, Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. For I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, I know, right? Are you guys going to circle back? Because I know we've talked about smart plans briefly kind of in the beginning. Are you guys going to do a segment at all that will kind of tie the campaigns 100% back in with using smart plans and everything like that?
Can you check our schedule on when smart plans?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I feel like we touched on it, but
do you have that in front of you?
Looking right now, 1 second.
Okay, cool. Also, yeah, so she's gonna check see when we're doing that. So today when we're doing, well, Leslie, let me make you host real quick because I'm having some like weird internet things going on today. Today when we go over, Leslie, did you get the
Yeah,
co-host?
I'm looking right now. I'm looking at our format right now.
Okay. I was gonna say that today when we go over the consumer site, a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about will help you create campaigns. And then we do have smart plans coming up. We have everything. So Leslie's checking the syllabus, the syllabus.
So this week we're going to be discussing consumer, all right? And then the next session will be designs. And then the session after that, we're going to really talk about the life of the lead. Nick's going to teach, show you guys his content that also ties into smart plan. So that's month 2.
Oh, that's true. I talk about smart plans during Life of a Lead, but when do
Yeah.
we have the smart plan class? Because if we want, we could just make it next week instead.
Yeah, it looks
That
like
might
week
help out.
4. So week 4, we go back into campaigns and we talk about how to convert, follow up, and we go over smart plans. So that's week 4 of month 2. So we would be a few weeks away from that.
Why don't we?
So we
just do
can
smart plans?
add it in next week.
Why don't we just do smart plans next week? Why don't we just switch a few things around?
Sure. Candace
right.
has a question.
Yeah, I know. Brittany, see, you asked and you have been given.
You're
Smart.
amazing, Brittany. Thank you.
Okay.
Candace,
I don't know how to put my hand down. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay. So I was attempting to show a couple, Brittany and Christine on our team this morning on how to do the campaigns and stuff. So when I go onto Chantel's, she's our rainmaker. When I go onto Chantel's under the Heinz team, well, not her personal, it says it's not connected to Facebook. But then when I go on, which I have connected it onto our Facebook, our team's Facebook account, it says it's not connected. But when I go to a personal, it says it's connected and it lets me start one. Is there?
Candace, let's touch base on that after the class because that sounds like an isolated instance. So
Okay.
do me a favor. I'll message you my cell. So like when we're done, text me. So because I'll forget. So text me and then we'll jump on and see what's up with that. Sound
Okay.
good?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's start. Hey, Leslie, you start because I'm having a little internet connectivity issue. So you start because you want to start with, actually, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. David, in the chat, you said I had a misconception on neighborhood signups. I missed the fact that they were coming from next door and spent several hours trying to create my own. Thanks, Alicia, for setting me on the right road. Cool. I'm glad you figured that out.
Oh yeah, I saw that and we're gonna go over that today, by the way. Can you guys hear me okay? I just had to log in and come back, log out and come back in.
Yeah, you actually sound better, but you're frozen now. Oh, you're a little frozen.
All right, let me turn off my iPad. That might help. Actually, let me try this other connection. Give me 1 second.
Okay, no worries. We'll hang out.
Can I just throw in a little bit what
Yeah.
part of the my cure was? One, Alicia Arcalian. It was a huge help. But I watched a video you guys did on using the website. And when you're in the website, the neighborhoods are really clear. What I was having a problem was finding the right neighborhood to use for my listing. That's a rural listing. And there was no neighborhood that says Dave Kidder's listing and Sanger, that's a rural listing. I wanted something clearer. I went to my website, found the neighborhood, then I brought that into my campaign. So yay.
Yay, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. I know there's so many really cool things that we can learn about our sites, and it is a fun topic for me as well. Nick's back. You're muted.
I'm back.
Okay.
My wife's getting me the password for the other router because I don't know what's going on with this router. So in the meantime, we're going to get started on sites. And if there's any questions throughout or I get a little disconnected, Leslie, let me know. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I'm pulling up a couple websites here that I want to show you guys because it's important when we talk about our consumer sites in terms of like why they look the way they look. Okay. So let me share my screen here. And I don't know if you guys have maybe heard of this website called Zillow. It's a silly name, and a lot of your clients won't get the heck off of it. Well, today we're going to help you get them the heck off of it, because our sites actually offer a ton more data and value than this silly named website called Zillow. But I want to show it to you because look how it looks. Okay. It's very simple. And it's all about the client. It's all about the consumer. You don't see anything about agents on here except for this little agent finder thing. Okay, let's go to realtor.com. Again, it looks very, very similar to Zillow. Just the design is slightly different. Then Trulia, this actually looks most like our websites than any of these sites do. And then you got homes.com. All right, and then you have our website. So it looks identical to Trulia. And the reason why our websites look like this, because I remember when our sites were released, everyone was like, oh, there's nothing about my team and how awesome we are and how many homes we sold and how much money we're making and what our commissions are and how many awards we've won. That's because the client doesn't care. I have never gotten a listing because of how many homes I've sold, honestly, in 12 years, ever. They've asked like once in a while, but I've never gotten because of that. And I personally think that the consumer really doesn't give a crap how many homes you've sold. They just want to know how you're going to sell theirs, and they want to know how you're going to do it. And they want to know the strategies you're going to use. Yeah, it's nice to have proof of, it's nice to have proof of sales, but no one's going to hire you because you won that most handsome agent award at the, association dinner. So I think it's important for us to understand that, like, if we put a photo of ourselves as the background, it instantly becomes about us and not them. And that's a real big turnoff. Like, you can scroll down and see my little photo, but like the home buying experience is about the consumer buying a home, not about the agent winning awards. So that's why these sites are so popular. They spent billions of dollars to understand how the consumer wants to search, and we just R&D'd it. We ripped it and duplicated it. And we can thank Zillow for figuring that out. Now, they've also figured out that the consumer will go where the information is. And so that's where our sites win, because we have exclusives with Google and Nextdoor, and we're able to break our data down to a neighborhood level, to like a street level. So for instance, my subdivision has 200 homes in it, and across the street, and the average price point is around 450 in my subdivision. Across the street, the average price point is about 700. Whatever happens there doesn't matter, doesn't affect my home sale. So what happens is, if you have like a zip code search, that's all going to factor in. Whereas if you have a neighborhood search, it's not. And it's going to make much more sense to the consumer and allow them to like really pinpoint where they want to live physically. So our website, the other guys, because they should. Now you can go in and like customize as many pages as you want, but on the front end and during the search, it's got to be about them. And the only thing that should matter to you is when they click on a property, if they can contact you, that's the only thing you should really care about. If they're able to get in touch with you, then, you can tell them about yourself. You know what I mean? So I just wanted you guys to have a little bit more understanding. And by the way, as a company, we have tested our websites on over 1 million consumers. So it's not like KW said, this is what Zillow is doing, let's do it. They lab the consumer product just like we lab Command. So are there because that's what our consumers are saying they like.
Yep. And
Did I
like
break up a
you
little
did break up a little bit, but you're still pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, you touched on it a little bit, but I want to emphasize too that when we did all that research, you guys, about our sites, I think the biggest misconception is that every time we teach this topic to agents, it's like, oh yeah, I have a home search site, but I want my own site. I want somebody to develop and like create this beautiful site for me that has all my awards and photos of me. At the end of the day, your sites probably load a little bit slower because you have video on there. And so the consumer will get real bored real quick and go right back to Zillow. Another thing I want to point out too is, and I'm talking like 10 seconds, like a 10-second lag on your website will literally make somebody go back to Zillow. So there's that. But the other thing that I wanted to point out too, that's really important to know, is a connectivity that you have with the consumer through your sites. So not only are you giving them what you didn't expect that you're going to give them, right? It's just a home search site. You're actually in the back end very connected to them. You learn about what safe searches they create. You learn what collections they create. And then anytime that they create a safe search, you see all that detail in their timeline. So it's kind of like, you know, they don't know that, which is great. But at the same time, if they're a lead, then if they are a contact and they do know that, now you have a warmer conversation either way. The conversation's easy, a lot easier. So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get into like how that looks in Command once we start showing you the way the consumer site works. So Leslie, do you want to jump in and show them how just the basic search works, and then we'll get into neighborhood from there?
Yes. All right.
Well, I just want to say one thing real quick before we start. This is a consumer site. You can only access the website like this as if you were a consumer. So everything we are showing you now on the site, pretend Leslie's a consumer. And as an agent, you need to know how to use it, because you're going to be able to create campaigns with this information, and you're going to have to teach your clients how to utilize the site too. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, love it. All right, cool. So I'm going to just go to my current location. I'm on my site, all right, as a consumer, and it's going to find my location here in Colorado, and it's going to give me all the homes that are around me. Now, on the right-hand side, and I know Nick had just showed you all this, but I'm going to show you again just so you can kind of get a clear vision and a clear view of what it actually looks like here. So I'll just do my zip code because they don't do neighborhoods. Newsflash, they don't do neighborhoods, okay? But this is Zillow, and this is our site. Okay, Zillow, our site. Do you guys see the similarities?
No, we don't see the Zillow thing.
You don't see the Zillow thing?
There, now we do. Okay,
there's the Zillow view, and then here's our view. Do you guys see that there's a lot of similarities, except for the blue lines, which we'll discuss here soon, but those blue lines represent the neighborhoods around my area. Now, as far as
I can't see our site though. I only see Zillow for some reason.
Really? There must be a lag. Who else sees my agent site screen? Nobody.
No, it's not. I think you have to unshare and share again. It's a privacy thing. Are you on incognito?
That's weird. I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Because sometimes incognito doesn't let you do that.
Is that better? Weird, you guys. Wonder if it's a Zoom thing.
Yeah, Zoom is really bad today. Yes, last week it was. Let me try. Can I try?
Last time. Huh. Strange.
Last week it was Facebook, and this week it's Zoom. Okay, let's do this. Let me know if you guys can see my site.
Yep, we can see your site.
I'll just do it real quick. How about that?
Yeah, definitely. So we don't waste time.
Okay, so let's just get in here and search. I'm going to, let me just switch my satellite view. Okay, so here is what your clients are going to see when they hit the website. They're going to see a map, but they're also going to see with these neighborhoods that are over the top of it. Okay. And this allows them to search one extra step. So they have zip code search, city or town search, and then they also have neighborhood search. And so this is my little subdivision. Anything that happens here doesn't affect this neighborhood and vice versa. Over here, you'll be able to see a carousel of neighborhoods that are on the map as well. And what you should understand is this information comes directly from Nextdoor. Okay, so Nextdoor is a social media site. Think of it like Facebook groups, but you have to confirm that you have an address within the boundary lines, and the boundary lines are created by the people that live there. They're not created by Nextdoor itself. So sometimes they can get kind of weird looking, right? Because people who live there, they'll create these weird, finicky looking boundary lines. But if let me go to a different area that doesn't have as such a weird. Actually, let me do this. Give it a second here. It's going very slow today. I don't know why. All right, perfect. So these neighborhoods, this allows your consumer to search one step deeper. And sorry for the sluggish map view. I'm not really sure why it's doing that today, but it's probably me. Let's click on this Bloomfield neighborhood. Let's explore it. So I've gone deeper than a zip code, and I've gone to the neighborhood level, which allows the consumer to see like what's going on a much more granular level. Consumers, most often than not, I believe the stat from NAR last year was 75% of consumers chose the neighborhood over the house. Like they want to see, they can make exceptions when it comes to the house, but they can't make exceptions when it comes to the neighborhood. And so what these neighborhood pages allow them to do is get a lot of information on one page. So there's a map here, and you'll see that load at some point. There we go. And they'll be able to see what they would have to search on 6 different sites, but they're able to get it on one page. And you don't have to do anything. These pages are here for you already. So this neighborhood of Bloomfield, you'll see a bunch of things here. You'll see the map with homes for sale. You'll see a market snapshot. You'll see pending. You'll see properties for sale, active, pending. So if there's actives, you can click on actives. You can click on pendings. You can click on upcoming open houses. And it's going very slowly. So I don't know. So, but you get the idea that if this were moving at the normal speed, you'd be able to see lots of different data here. You'll see what locals are saying about living in the neighborhood. And this data comes from Nextdoor and a few other data aggregates as well. And what's cool about this is like, you guys can't answer the question, who lives here, right? We can't answer that question, but we can tell them, well, I can't answer that specific question, but I can tell you that people here are interested in wine. They're interested in live music. They like to eat healthy. They like good restaurants, because all of this shows that. And then down here, they can search for a place, so they can calculate a route to like work or Starbucks. And then we have schools, and then we have Yelp integration, which is pretty awesome. They don't have to leave your website to see what types of restaurants and shops are in the neighborhood. And then we have this is kind of like your Netflix. If you liked this neighborhood, here's some nearby neighborhoods that you might like as well. So let's count this. Okay. They would have to visit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different websites to get all the information that they need from one page on your website. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And if your clients log in, they can do a heck of a lot more. So let's just give this a second. We'll log in. they can follow neighborhoods. So if they click follow, what happens is it ends up in their saved searches under neighborhood. So now I'm following Bloomfield. So when I follow the neighborhood, that allows me to see it gives me alerts. What's happening in that neighborhood? I'll get notified if anything changes in Bloomfield, right? And then I can view it. I can always kind of keep these here and see if anything changes, and I'll always have access to it very quickly. Patty, you have a question?
Yeah, how did you set up the follow?
Yeah, so very simple. I don't have to set up anything. It's just right here at the top of each neighborhood page when you log in. So follow, unfollow.
Okay, there it is.
And so,
Okay.
yeah, when your clients are on your site, they can follow the neighborhood. So when I follow it, it then ends up under saved, under neighborhoods. And these are the different neighborhoods that I'm following, so I can easily access them. And if anything changes in those neighborhoods, I'll get notified through a push notification that, a house came on or off the market. So it makes it very simple. So this is the beauty of having neighborhood pages, that you don't have to do anything with them. That's extra data that Zillow and Realtor.com doesn't have. And eventually your clients are going to just grow to love this extra data. And you can also follow here too. And they're going to realize they can't get this data on Zillow or Realtor.com, and they can only get it on your website. Now, if I click on one of these properties, the neighborhood information is also sometimes it's in the property detail page. There'll be a neighborhood for it. Leslie, sometimes it's here, right? I guess it's not here right now.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this shows them what neighborhood it's in. You'll also have a lot of neighborhood type aspects of each listing page. Leslie, I'm going to stop sharing if you want to show them what a listing page does.
Yeah. Hopefully,
If it works.
my Zoom works with me.
Try it again.
All right. What are you seeing?
No, not working. Why don't you log out and come back in, and I'll just keep
so
sharing.
Strange. Okay, I'll be right back.
Here we go. So now let me show you guys how to search for properties. Okay. So let me just click on my current location. And it's very, very simple. For sale, unclick what I don't want to see. Then your price, property type, Leslie, don't leave the Zoom then. If you're going to kick me off, don't leave the Zoom. It's fine. I'll keep doing it. Leslie was texting me behind the scenes. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And then this more button, this gives you extra. So square feet, year built, lot size, keywords. Maybe you only want to see homes that have been recently reduced in price in the last week. You can do that. And then you can see that there's 5 properties that have been recently reduced in price. But anyway, that's how you do the save search. Super, super simple. This is how your clients do the save search. This is not how the agent does the save search. It's how your client does the save search. So just want to show you how to give them the directions on how to conduct that. And then they can come right over here and click save and call it whatever they want and choose their cadence. Never for email notifications, instant, daily, weekly, etc. Okay. Another exclusive that we have in terms of search is Google Maps. Okay, so I'm going to search for a location. Let's say I want to live near Central Park, New York City. All I have to do is type in Central Park, New York. And because of Google Maps, I'm going to switch to satellite view. Because of Google Maps, I can just go right to Central Park.
zoom out. Then I start to see neighborhoods and IDX, homes for sale. Let me clear all these filters here. I start to see homes for sale and neighborhoods over the map. So it's Google Earth with, wow, look at all those neighborhoods in New York City. I'm like getting like crazy headaches from that. But if I want to get really granular like this, Starbucks on Sashabaw, which is near where I live. Because let's say it's important for me to live near a Starbucks. So I want to give them more money. Oops. I don't know why is this, I hope this isn't my internet doing this, but let's see. I think it's Zoom today.
I think it might be Zoom too, because I was having issues earlier.
All right, so Starbucks on Sashabaw, that's right around the corner from my house. And it won't let me search. It's awesome. Try this. Hollywood sign. This one's working. Oh, now it's doing Starbucks. Like three hours later. Oh, now it's going to the Hollywood sign. Okay, so the if this were working,
Right.
you can search by landmark. That's the whole point. You can search by landmark. And that gives your clients a much better, here's a Hollywood sign right there. Oh, they switched the view. It used to be straight on. So if I zoom out, I can then start to see the neighborhoods like in the Hollywood Hills and stuff. Anyway, the cool part is tell your clients, hey, type in a landmark because you can search by there and save it. Like if it's important for your clients to live near a train station, like let's do this one. So Montclair, New Jersey is where I'm from. So Montclair, New Jersey train station is important because we are 10 miles west of Midtown Manhattan and everyone wants to live near a train. And that's why the prices are so high in Montclair. Everyone wants to live near a train. So when I click Montclair, New Jersey train station, I can then start to see neighborhoods and homes for sale that are near the train station. I'm going to click over to default view because I feel like satellite view is taking a long time to load. So yeah, this is one of the train stations right here. So let me click, here we go. So yeah, the train station's kind of like in this vicinity. It's hard to see on the map here, but anyway, that's the point. The point is you can create save searches for your clients and they can create save searches for themselves around specific landmarks that are important to them. And you can't do that on any other site. If you type in Central Park onto Zillow, it takes you like Central Park, like Idaho or something. So it's a pretty cool leverage piece that we have that nobody else has. Anybody have any questions on that? There's a few questions in the chat. California
high wind advisory. Oh yeah.
Oh, California is a high wind advisory and Zoom is in San Jose, so they could be affected. That's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. My parents live out there, actually.
David says that SpongeBob thanks me. It's like it's like Zillow goes, we're never going to be a brokerage. 12 minutes later. Just kidding, we are.
I know, right? So true.
So okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense because Leslie, when I was on the growth call, it was really in and out. You said you didn't see it, but it was really difficult to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bummer.
So we covered neighborhoods and we covered how to search by landmark. Okay. And let's see, what should we cover next in terms of consumer? And I covered search. Should we cover?
Should we do,
You know what,
say-
Leslie, see if yours works now.
yeah, and then we can decide. So bizarre. Oh, can you enable me, please?
I will enable you.
Enable me. Let's see here. All right. Okay, you see my screen?
Nope. Okay, back to me. I see it now. Yay! I can stop talking.
Wait, you do see it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. All right, so we went over safe searches, we went over landmarks. Should we do collections?
Let's
Did we
do,
did you
let's do-
walk them through safe searches?
Yeah, I did. So let's
Okay.
do collections.
Perfect. So I'm going to click on this listing. Well, thumbs up or just a vocal yes that you can see it.
I can see it.
Okay, perfect. I'm actually loving this house. I love the colors in it. I'm like, wow, this is the exact home that I'm looking for. The dark hardwood floors. This is yes. Okay. So as I scroll down as a consumer, all you need to do is click save. Okay, so that little heart underneath the price, I'll click the heart. And to the left of that, it shows new collection and then all those things below it. Well, all those things below it are all the collections that I've created. So I'm going to walk you through how to create a collection and what a collection is versus a saved search, okay? Because I know that's probably going to come up. So I'm going to select new collection. And then I'm going to name this dark hardwood floors. So this means that I'm looking for homes with dark hardwood floors only. And so every time I see a home with dark hardwood floors, I'm going to place those homes into this collection. So I'm going to select this collection and then click save. All right. So now that went to a collection underneath new hardwood floors. So I'm going to dark hardwood floors. So I'm going to come back here and show you where those live. So and also side note, I'm logged in. I'm logged in as a consumer onto your site and I can see all my saved searches, and right below that, you'll see collections. Okay. So dark hardwood floors, there it is. Do you guys see that? Okay, cool. So I'm going to click on that. And then from there, I'm going to head into my collection and you'll see this one home that I loved. Do you see that? So every time I find a home with dark hardwood floors, I can add more homes here. Now it gets cooler. You're like, okay, now tell me more. I'm going to tell you more, I promise.
Why don't you send me an invitation?
So I'm actually going to send my best friend who's helping me search for homes with dark hardwood floors an invitation so that he can help me find the home of my dreams. So I'm going to select share, and my best friend is Nick Baldwin.
Aww.
I'm going to send it to you, Nick. And then he's going to get an invitation via email from me saying that I'm inviting him to my collection called Dark Hardwood Floors. And we're going to show you live what that looks like. So Nick, let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just refreshing for a minute to see when I get the invitation.
Cool. Yes, and Alicia, you're right. Collections are like Pinterest boards. They're a way to like stock up homes of your dreams, kind of do like this collection of, this is a type of home that I like. You know, there's certain builders out there, certain types of looks, modern, traditional, what have you. So yes, that was kind of the concept of when we first started to roll this out. Nick, are you ready for us?
Got it. I'm just opening up my
Okay,
came
cool.
in on my phone, so I'm just opening up my browser for my email. Give me a second. Okay, so you can stop sharing and I'll share my screen with you.
Awesome.
Give me 1 sec. It's good. My internet is like molasses today.
Something cool. I think it's Zoom. Hey,
Yeah,
hi,
so
Lens. Right.
Okay, so here is what an email would look like. Now, if she had sent me multiple emails and multiple homes for sale, it would look kind of like a Facebook post. But when I open the collection, which should take another 3 hours, I get brought to the same collection. I get brought to the collection that she invited me to. Now, the cool part is if I don't have an account currently on a KW website, what does the website ask me to do? It asks me to create an account so I can see the collection, which is awesome because if Leslie invited me to view the collection and I didn't have an account, now I am on Leslie's agent's website. So I've indirectly gotten a new contact in my database just by Leslie inviting me, which is pretty sick, right?
Yeah. I mean, the indirect connection, that's just a perfect example of the connectivity that you all have to other people that you may not have even met yet.
Let me show you this. Yeah, like if I sign out and then I open the collection and then I have to create an account to see it. So if like I'm Leslie's father or Leslie's friend, as soon as I create an account, now Leslie's agent has my contact information. So talk about
Brittany.
6 degrees. That's pretty awesome.
I know. Brittany has her real hand raised. Do you have a question?
I always just give it a shot, right? So when someone new creates an account, will that automatically create a contact inside
Yes.
of Command for you as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that,
you'll
so that's
have-
like your notification, like someone's visited your consumer site. So if they actually do choose to create an account, then that will get added to your contacts automatically. Okay.
Correct.
Yep.
And you'll have their email address and their name. You won't have their phone number because when you create an account on someone's website, it doesn't ask for the phone number. And that again is on purpose because Zillow and Realtor.com, they don't ask for your phone number unless you request to see a property. They don't ask for your phone number when you sign up. So we wanted to do it exactly the same. And that might be frustrating for some agents, but it works for Zillow. So that's why we decided to do it that way as well. I want to show you guys something pretty sweet coming up later this year. This is a screenshot of what the new neighborhoods are going to look like, new neighborhood nurtures on the websites. It's called Neighborhood Pulse. This is a screenshot. So up here is going to be the neighborhoods that you're following. And then you're going to be able to see past 30 days of sales. And you're going to be able to see past 6 months of sales over here on the right-hand side. So a lot more data than we have now. It doesn't show you how far back the data goes. And so when you click here, you'll be able to explore the neighborhood a little bit deeper. But then down here, you're going to see homes for sale, open houses. These are going to be a mix of your saved searches and homes in that particular area. And then down here, you'll be able to compare a neighborhood with the city, the zip code, the county, and the state. So in this instance, Allendale is in Austin, but Allendale has a higher value than Austin does as the city as a whole. Over here, you'll be able to see price per square foot. So this is coming out, I'm told, before the end of the year, because it's basically ready, right, Leslie? Like that's kind of what they said.
Yeah, I
But-
think so. Yeah.
And later they're going to add Keller mortgage links. They're going to have rates. They'll have refis. Lots of different calls to action. But this is how it's going to look in the coming months. A lot more information. And this is stuff that we don't have on Zillow and Realtor.com. It looks really good. It looks really good. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
So I'll show you
So
that.
pretty.
So pretty.
So pretty. I
so-
think I did get a request.
Should-
Go ahead.
What?
I was
No,
gonna
no,
say
no,
I
you
did
first.
get I did get a request to talk about like a custom neighborhood. So, there's all these like rural areas out there that people are having issues identifying a neighborhood, and wanted to show them the functionality of the custom.
But
Option.
apparently that's not in wide release yet.
Oh, it's not.
No, like I thought it was. You and I have it because we're
We
in
have it.
labs.
Oh shoot.
But I'll
Okay.
show them how to do it. But I want to show them real quick before we do that, because we have to go into command for that. I just want to show
Yeah.
you guys. Let's say you're going to create an ad, right? Let's say you're going to create a campaign. Okay. Let's go to Bloomfield, New Jersey. I zoom in. I might have to. Let me do this. Whoops, I can't type today. Let's say I want to create a campaign around a specific neighborhood. Okay. The way I could create that campaign is I find the neighborhood I want to promote. And when I'm building out my Facebook campaign, I just use this link to be the link that the campaign leads to. Like, the Broughton Avenue neighborhood has great schools. It's close to shops, houses with lots of character. Click learn more to explore the neighborhood. And you would use this link at the top here to direct them to when you're building out the campaign. Also, if you want to create a list of homes for sale in a particular neighborhood, okay? Let's say I want to do an ad that's advertising homes for sale in Clarkston, Michigan, where I live, okay? I'll do this. I'll type in the zip code, and then I'll toggle the search to reflect what I want to show. So maybe I just want to do coming soon. Maybe I just want to do coming soon. And let's uncheck these. Coming soon and active. Price, let's do 249 to anything. Let's do houses and 3 beds. Okay, so now there's 36 properties that reflect this search. Now, if I grab this link up here and I copy it, and then I use this link to be the link that is the destination for my campaign. So I copy this and use that link. Now, when the consumer opens it on their phone or on a different browser, let me just paste it in here. It will open up to the exact same search. So it stays like this, and it will update in real time. Houses come on and off the market. They'll come on and off the site. So you could run an ad like this really for a long duration, right? Because it's showing houses for sale in a particular area and the site updates in real time. So houses for sale in Clarkston, click to view a list of current homes for sale in Clarkston, Michigan. Very sought after neighborhood. Click learn more below. Whatever you'd like to word it like. So that's how you could create a search and use the search link in a campaign to create content with. Brittany, you have a question?
Yeah, can you, like, if you were doing like a neighborhood search like that, can you include multiple like surrounding neighborhoods? Like, or is
So
it on a one-off
so you could-
basis?
So you could do it like this.
Like for instance, like, again, I'm, in Michigan too.
I would
So
just
like,
the more
Troy,
you
like
zoom
Troy
out-
High School is really sought after. So like, could you target
Okay,
like
so what
6 or
Detroit
7
High School, you said?
Hmm?
What'd you say, Detroit High School?
Oh, I said Troy High School, like the
Troy
Troy
High
School District. So could you like target, like pull up Troy High And then, can you target like multiple neighborhoods around like that particular school?
So see if this is, this is Troy. Oh, this is in Montana. So Troy, Michigan High School.
Yeah, try Troy High School, Troy, Michigan is how I had to search it.
Yeah, I'm doing
And then I
that
just kind
here.
of zoomed out.
Yeah, so then what you do, you just zoom out. So wherever you zoom out, that's where it's going to show. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
so you don't necessarily have to click on a particular neighborhood, just
No, so okay, so it's going to show me Troy High School. So I'm assuming Troy High School is in here somewhere. So if I zoom out and I
yeah,
want to
it's
show,
like right, yeah.
yeah, if I want to show like these neighborhoods here, right? See what I mean?
Okay. So whatever's
I
on the
copy-
screen, that's what it'll search it
If
as.
I copy it, yep, if I copy this and then paste it, it'll just show me whatever's on the screen, but with the high school in the middle.
Okay.
So you could say explore, this neighborhood, this neighborhood, this neighborhood, what we'll see what's for sale. I'm sorry that this is being so slow today, but here's the high school. So
Yeah, it's right in the, yeah, it's like literally right.
Make
You
sure
can't see
that-
it on your screen, but I have it on
it's in the
mine.
middle. Yeah, just make sure it's in the middle.
Okay,
So-
perfect. Because I know like, it's another good geographical point,
Yeah. Okay. So that's how you create like a campaign. So let me show you an example of like one of those campaigns would look like. And I'll send you guys our Google Drives of campaigns, so you guys can rip it and delete it, rip it and duplicate. So here's an example. We got 4 leads coming in so far. So this is advertising in Clarkston. So Clarkson Homes for Sale. Clarkson is sought after town for home buyers with all types of homes, great schools, and cute downtown with shops and eateries. That's what everyone is looking for. Click learn more for a list of homes for sale. So when they click learn more, it takes them to the lead form, and then it brings them to a curated search, just like I did on my website. So these are pretty effective, and they don't bring a huge amount of leads, but they bring better conversations, and that's what you're looking for. I did a really good one I'll send you guys the ad copies, but I did one with pools, homes with pools, and we got like 19 leads or something in Temecula, California. It was nuts. Like people looking for pools. And you can do that stuff on your site when you search by keyword. Okay, let's go into contacts so you can see how to create these searches for your clients. Sound good? Sound good? All right, so let's go here. Now you can see, check this out. Oh, this is happening in real time. I'm seeing this house tomorrow, by the way. I might buy it. We might move, which is pretty cool. So I was looking at my website. See, I use my own site for legitimate things. This house is I'm looking at it tomorrow with my wife. All right, so this is the collection that Leslie added me to. I logged in. This is the house I just clicked on. So this is what's happening in real time. All right, all of this stuff. Here's a collection I made over the weekend because my wife and I are looking to purchase a larger home. So I started adding properties to the collections that I like. So this is happening in real time. Now, if I'm going to set up a search for somebody, let's see. What are the neighborhoods around Troy High School. Okay, so this is how you would do that. There's a couple different ways. Let's click on saved search and then create saved search. All right, I'm gonna do, oh no, they took it away from me. Leslie,
I
they
see
took it away
that.
from me. Do you
Let me see
still
if I have it. Let me check.
They might have taken it away from us.
They might have pulled it back because something happened with labs. So it could have been a lab thing, not just a us thing.
Okay, so there's going to be a third one here that says custom and you'll be able to draw. But anyway, let's do neighborhood, okay? So I'm going to show you, Brittany, I'm going to take your example, okay? So find on map.
Yeah, it's coming.
Let's try Troy, Michigan. Schoolhouse. That's so cute. That's what it's called. Schoolhouse. So funny. Are any of these the where the school is? I want to
No,
see.
it's further west.
Oh, then I have to do Troy, Michigan. Okay, so if you know where it is, you can look for it. And I don't know where it is. So I'm going to do one where I know where it is.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay. Let's do Montclair, New Jersey. That's not it. Oh, here we go. That's good. That's what I want. It just takes a few seconds. All right. The school is like the Montclair High School is in like this vicinity. Let's say it's, yeah, it's like in this vicinity. So let me look it up on my website. Oh, actually, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm thinking out loud. Thinking out loud, guys, not a good thing to do. Okay, so here's Montclair, New Jersey High School. So I know that it's in Watchung. I know that's in the Watchung Plaza neighborhood. So if I come over here, I can check this. I'll check this. I'll check this. These are the three neighborhoods that are like closest to the high school. Okay, because the high school is right here. So this is what I would do. I would then click next and I would call this homes near Montclair High. And then decide, click on email notifications instant and click create search. Now my client's going to get homes for sale only in this neighborhood, and this neighborhood because they're the closest to the high school. It may be this one. That's how you would do it on the consumer, on the client, on the agent side. Now, coming up before the end of the year, when you click on this drop down, you'll have custom. So soon, when you have custom, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to draw. So you'll be able to draw like this on the consumer site, but you'll be able to do it from the agent side. So that'll be good too, because when you find an area, like here's the school, right? You could do this. You could get really granular and you'll be able to, like, you know, if you know exactly like the boundary lines that they want to live, you know, between, you can essentially create your own neighborhoods, you know, so you'll be able to do that on the agent side. We were able to do it up until a couple of days ago. They took it away from us because it's in labs. But once that goes live for everybody, that's going to be a pretty cool game changer for you guys. So any questions on this? Any questions on this? Yeah, so the cool thing is like taking campaigns and creating content, homes for sale in XYZ neighborhood, reduced homes in XYZ neighborhood, homes near, like I created an ad. It didn't perform well, but hey, I get an A for effort on this one. Okay, let me show you. So I lived in Bloomfield, New Jersey, a mile away from Holston's ice cream shop, which is where they shot the last scene of the last episode of The Sopranos. And it's also where they shot the new Sopranos movie, The Many Saints of Newark. And they shot a lot of scenes there. I created this ad for homes for sale near Holston's, and I was calling Sopranos fans. And it looks ugly, but like I tried, you know what I mean? So, and it didn't perform. Like it was just not doing, it wasn't getting impressions, it wasn't getting clicks, but that's how granular you can get. You know what I'm saying? That's how granular you can get. So not just from a campaign standpoint, but from a search standpoint, your clients will love that they can look at any level. Like just going to your site, I type in Holston's and it brings me there. This is Holston's right here. So like if I'm a huge Sopranos fan and I want to live near that place because they have awesome ice cream and I love Sopranos, now I can see homes for sale that are, you know, within a vicinity of that ice cream shop. Like that's how granular we can get. It's pretty amazing. And so that's the stuff I want you guys to like showcase to your clients. So like do this at buyer consultations, do this at listing consultations. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this is how granular my searches get. So when I have clients looking for homes, this is how they're going to find your house. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you can literally find a house within a block of anywhere you want to live. Just type in the address or the location. Like you can't do that on Zillow. You can only go to the zip code level. If I type in Holston's on Zillow, I'm going to be in Holston's, Montana, if there's a town. Like it's true.
I mean, I think
And
the biggest point too, Nick, is that buyers aren't looking in zip codes, they're looking in neighborhoods.
exactly.
They don't say, hey Nick, I want to look in 80121. You're like, that's weird. Because zip codes are much larger. It's all about location and being hyper local.
Yeah. And you know, I don't think I reiterated this fact. 75% of consumers are more interested in more interested in the neighborhood than they are the house. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if I could only lift that house and move it over to that street. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a pretty cool system we have. Also, just kind of like if you want to, you know, kill a bunch of birds with one stone, I would recommend, and I may have said this on another call, I'm not sure. I would recommend doing like if you're working with a good amount of buyers right now, let's say you have like 10 buyers that you're working with, invite them to a Zoom call for like 30 minutes or an hour and say, hey, we have brand new home search technology and we're having a home search party on Zoom. Join us to see how much easier it's going to be for you to find a house with the Keller Williams consumer platform. Like join us, you know, Friday at 5 p.m. or whatever. And then they get on, maybe like 3 or 4 people jump on, and then you just share your screen and you show them how the tech works. And then you sign them up. You know what I'm saying? Do it. People love new technology. You know, and if they're looking for a house, you're like, whoa, like I've sent my app to clients and I'm like, compare this to Zillow. And they're like, Zillow doesn't have neighborhoods. Zillow doesn't have Google. This is so cool. Like, I promise you they're going to say that. So, and I also hear a lot, my clients aren't tech savvy. They're too old. It's like, you know what? Listen, my grandmother's 102. Did I tell you this? My grandmother's 102 and legit 102. She's lived through 2 pandemics. She doesn't even know who I am anymore, but that's not the point. She's 100 and she doesn't. It's kind of sad. It kind of makes me sad. But David said he resembles that remark. That's my line, David. I've been saying that for years. Nobody ever laughed, but I'm laughing because it's funny. She's using Zoom to talk to my mom and my aunt. You know, when she saw me on Zoom, she's like, "Who's that with the beard?" Like, Grandma, it's Nikki. Come on, Grandma. Nikki. She calls me Nikki. But if my 102-year-old grandma is talking to her family on Zoom, your 60-year-old client knows how to use an iPhone app. Don't shortchange them. Don't underestimate, just because you don't know how to use it doesn't mean they don't. So learn and get them on your platform and stop complaining about Zillow. There you go. That's the moral of this entire class.
What'd you guys learn today? Any ahas? If you can unmute yourself and just go for it.
Somebody had to have learned something. I
know,
mean,
right?
One thing you learned today.
Command is doing some
One.
incredible things. Jennifer Martin.
There you go.
Help to relearn how to do a search. Yeah.
Jane said,
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you for showing us in Command with the contacts and adding the neighbors and the information in campaigns. And also our website compares to other websites.
I love it. There. Yeah. So that's a great takeaway. That they look the way they look for a reason. So yeah, for sure. It's a good one. Well, Austin, you know what we're gonna do? Let me grab my Leslie, you want to grab your campaigns?
My campaign folder.
I'm gonna grab my campaign folder and I'll drop it in the chat. So click it and save it real quick. It's like a dozen or more ads that have been very good performers. So let me just grab mine and Leslie will grab hers. Okay. And I periodically add more to them as time kind of goes on. Okay, so here's mine. There's Leslie's, and here's mine. I think I have a couple of Leslie's in mine because they're really good.
I think I have a couple of yours in mind too.
How dare you? I have 18 or 19 in mine. And there's a few more that I'm going to add. So make sure you grab that link and save it somewhere, like bookmark it, and just it'll give you inspiration on what types of ads to run.
Yeah, there's a lot of common themes in there. You'll see like the use of emojis, capital letters. The designs are also very similar.
Yeah. All right, sweet guys. Well, I think this has been fun. Last 2 weeks we had to improvise a little bit with technology problems, but what would a Zoom meeting be if there weren't technology problems? Wouldn't be fun. Oh my gosh, last week's class. Let me see if it's done uploading and I'll drop it in the chat box. I can stop the recording now anyway.
Thanks, David.